Hi one and all. So in this video we shall start a discussion on new chapter titled as Tame the Application with Plugins and Extensions. So which is actually chapter number 6 according to the textbook and falls under unit 3 as per the syllabus. So before jumping into the chapter directly, first we shall understand what you mean by taming the application with plugins and extensions means at a high level with an example. Then we shall go ahead with the chapter. Clear? So the another way you can put this title as build the application, okay, or develop the application with the use of plugins and extensions. So I will tell you, I will explain this with a simple example. Please remember, whenever you are developing a software or developing a system, you have two ways. The first way is you can develop the complete system by your own, or you can use already existing components to build your own system, right? If you don't understand this, I will give you a simple example. Okay, first I will go ahead with a non-software example, then after that we shall go ahead with a software example. Clear? So assume that your requirement is to build an electric board which has two switches, okay, which has two switches and one socket, two switches and one socket like this. Okay, let us assume this is the system that you are planning to build. Okay, as I said, for a developer or for the person who want to develop this system has two ways. The first way is he himself has to develop the switch, he himself has to develop the socket, okay, and then he himself has to come up with the outer cover, I mean the electric board. Then they can use these components, okay, to build the required system, right? So this is one way, means as I said, this is in this way the developer itself will develop the complete system by himself. The alternative way is, okay, he will go to the marketplace and he will see that whether the switches is already available in the market and whether the sockets are already available in the market and whether the board is already available in the market. Then he will bring all these components and he will reuse these components to build the system. Okay, so exactly, so this is another way of building the system or the component, where here we are developing the system with the help of or by using a concept called reusability, right? So here you can treat this switch or this socket or the board as plugins or extensions. So here it means you are using already developed and tested components, okay, which is actually developed by others to build your own application. Okay, if you do this, then what is the benefit that you will get? The benefit that you will get is you can able to build this system very quickly, and you can ensure that this system the quality will also be good, right? Because already these components has been built by somebody and they have already tested these components. So hence you can guarantee the quality of this component, so etc. and so on. These are all the benefits that you will get if you try to build a system with the help of the already built components, right? So this is an example with respect to non-software to understand what is meant by tame the application or building the application with plugins and extension means. Now we shall take a software example. Let us assume that you want to develop a system which will ask two strings, let us say string 1 and string 2, okay, and then it should concatenate these two strings s1 plus s2 and it should display the concatenated string, okay, on the output panel or as the output. Okay, once again I will repeat this. Let us assume that your requirement is your software or your program should ask the user to enter first string and then second string, and then it should concatenate first and second string, and then it should display the concatenated string as the output. Okay, let us assume this is your requirement, right? So one way to develop this program, as I said, with respect to the hardware component, same here, the developer can write the codes by himself in order to fulfill this requirement. I mean, he or she has to write the code for getting the string from user first string and again he or she has to write the instruction to get second string from the user. Then he has to write the logic for concatenating two strings, and then he has to write the logic for to output the string or to output the result. So this is one way. Actually this way will take more time, and also the quality of this program may not be guaranteed initially at initial stage, right? See, an alternative way that is available for the developer is he or she has to look for the plugins or extensions, or still I will make it a simple, libraries. So basically these plugins or extension, you can treat this as an libraries. Okay, libraries. There are already libraries available. Okay, and it is can be used by the developer. This is what the developer or the company people will see, and then they will take the editor, and then they will include the required plugins or extensions, or make it simple libraries, and then they will make use of the functions already defined in the libraries. Okay, well, for example, if I take in this case as a Java as a language, here they can use system dot okay, I can say system class. They can be used in order for reading a string, first string, and again the same system class can be used to read the second string, and they can use a package called string in order to use a function called concat, string concat. And then they will use again the system class, because system is a core class to which can be used by the Java programmer to perform input as well as output operations, right? So like they see here, this developer, let us say developer D1, is developing the same in other words is trying to fulfill the same requirement, where his approach is he is trying to build application by using of the plugins or extensions. Hence this developer D1 can able to develop the system very quickly, because he no need to worry about the core logic. Just he has to search for the required plugins, and he has to make sure that whether that plugin will work for him, then include the necessary libraries, and then call the functions defined in the plugins, or use the plugins wherever it is required. Then get the result. This is what this developer D1 will do. And developer D, what he has to do, he or she has to take more time, because each and every line has to be coded by himself in order to perform this, or in order to implement this code, this requirement. Clear? So this is a high level picture of plugins and extensions. Make it simple. The bottom line is, if you use plugins and extensions depending on the requirement, then you can able to build the applications very easily and very quickly. Clear? Even don't think that you have to use every time you have to use plugins and extensions only. Without using plugins and extensions, we can able to build applications, but obviously in that case it will take more time. Clear with this? I hope at the end of this discussion I have given a little bit idea of what is actually plugins means, what is actually extension means. Clear? So don't worry, anyhow we will see in depth about this in this chapter. Clear? So first we shall start with a recap. So far we already have learned how to record the steps to automate the task, right? Steps means here human steps performed on the application. Clear? This already we know that how to record the steps performed by human being in order while automating the task, right? And also we have learned about control flow. I mean, we know how to control the flow of execution. For example, if else, if this condition is true, then go here, if false, then go here, like this. And then we also have used how to take the control again back to the starting point, so that repetition will be achieved either by using while or do while, etc., and so on. Clear? And also we have discussed about how we can able to create the variables, how to use the variables, and how to create the data tables, and how to use the data tables, right? And the most important part that we already have learned is we already learned or I can say mastered about controls. Controls means have remembered, controls are nothing but a text box or a password field or a button in the UI. Means in the last chapter we learned how actually we can use a concept called selectors to select the specific control in the as a target in the UI, right? So that's what that is very very important. That's what the author is telling, that unless you are able to identify the controls of an application properly, then it is not possible to successfully automate the process. This is very very important. That's what we learned in the last class. We learned how to see whether the target element is present or exist or not, how to check the scope of the target element, and then how to find the relative element of the target element, etc. and so on. Clear? Okay, now the main objective of this chapter is to learn how to use the plugins and extensions, right? I already have given a high level idea of plugins and extensions in the beginning stage itself, and then we shall see how we can able to use UiPath Studio in order to learn about plugins and extensions. And then I already have told you that if you use plugins and extensions to build the robots, then you can able to create the robots very easily. That's what here also it is telling. Clear? Okay, and these are the important I can say concepts that we will discuss in this particular chapter. Okay, now we shall go one by one. So in this video I'm going to cover about terminal plugin, and I will give a little bit idea of what is Sap Automation means, and then I will end the session. In the coming video I will give a better or we shall see about Sap Automation in depth, and then we shall continue with the other concepts, right? Okay, we shall start with the first concept called terminal plugin. See, according to the author, UiPath Terminal Wizard is designed to help you to automate data extraction task or any other task execution on various terminal systems. Make it simple. So you will going to use terminal plugin if you want to run the task on the remote machine, okay, or on the terminals, remote terminals like mainframes or other desktop computers, etc. and so on. Okay, once again I will repeat, when you will decide that you have to use a terminal plugin is when your aim is to either to extract the data from the terminal, okay, automatically, or if you want to perform some task, or if you want to execute some process called P on the terminal, then you can go ahead with an option called terminal plugin, right? Okay, then terminal plugin is used to execute the commands in textual format, it seems, generally black window, it seems. I will come back to this. Means here you will give instructions in the form of command, okay, in the textual format. Okay, the window how it will looks here is a little bit different than the UI that you have seen so far for creating the robots. Okay, I will tell you how it will looks in few minutes, don't worry. And since it works in command modes, obviously it will works faster than graphical user interface methodology, which you already have used in the previous classes. Clear? And in UiPath Studio there is a package called NuGet, it seems. This is nothing but collections of packages. I can say collections of packages, or make it simple, this is like a library, okay, called as UiPath terminal activities. So this is the package which will provide you the plugin called terminal plugin. Clear? Okay, so as per the author, terminal activity will be pre-installed, it seems, in the UiPath Studio. Suppose if you don't find this activity by default in UiPath Studio, however there is an option for you to install it manually. So we shall see how to check whether already that activity is installed in UiPath Studio or not, and then if it is not present, we shall see how to install that. Clear? Okay, so what the author is telling, to check whether the activity is installed or not in your standalone system, just use a keyword called terminal, okay, in the activities panel. I hope you have remembered activities panel in UiPath Studio. If you get related terminal activities, then I can say that UiPath Studio has already comes with terminal activity. So if you don't find that any activities there, then you can say that that package has not been installed. Then you have to install the corresponding package. In this case it is UiPath terminal activities package. Okay, So just I will theoretically I will go through this and then I will show you practically how to check whether it's already been installed or not. Clear? So to if you assume that if it is not been installed, then there is a procedure here. What is the procedure that you have to use is there will be an icon like this, manage packages. Okay, just click on this in order to install terminal activity. Okay, click on this manage package icon. Okay, then once you click on this, then you will get this window, and in this window you can say or you can justify whether that activity package has been already been installed or not. If you find this uninstall option here, then you can say that that package has already been installed in your UiPath Studio, so you don't need to install back. If you instead of uninstall, if you see there is an option called install, then you can say that it is not been installed in your local machine, and click on this install button so that automatically the package will be downloaded and it will be configured to your UiPath Studio. Clear with this? But make sure that while installing or while installing, make sure that your computer has been connected to internet. Clear? Okay, so I will come back to this back. This is what I was telling, that black screen. I will come back to this. So just we shall see practically whether our UiPath Studio has the required package. So to save the time, I already have launched the UiPath Studio. Then this is the activities panel. Then the keyword that you have to use is terminal. Okay, terminal. See here. So you should get like this, terminals. Under that the required I can say activities or entities. So if you find this, then I can say that your UiPath Studio has already been configured with terminal activities. Otherwise it is very simple. Go for this manage packages, click on this, okay, and go to all packages and just type, okay, okay, UiPath terminal activities. Okay, to save the time, just I'm copying that. Okay, and there is a filter here, just place it here. So see here, in a new version there is no option called install here. Okay, sorry, uninstall here. This means already it has been installed and there is an update here. Okay, or I can say this has been installed, whose version is 2.0.1. Clear? Okay, if you don't find this, what I can say, down arrow, obviously you will have an option called install either here or here. Okay, just in that case, make sure that your system has been already been connected to internet. Okay, then click the install button, then it automatically it will download from the internet and your tool will be configured. So that once it get configured, then you can find the terminal activities in the activities panel. Clear? Okay, see here I can't able to demonstrate this. Okay, one more important point. If you want to use this, if you are really interested in demonstrating terminal plugin, first drop the terminal session. Okay, this is very important. This is what I was telling that usually terminal plugin will be used by the RPA developer when they are trying to extract the data automatically, or when they are trying to execute the task automatically on the terminals or mainframes, right? And this mainframe has to be specified in this window, configure connection. See, these are the available options, providers names. Okay, if you already have, for example, IBM what I can say EHLLAPI mainframe, then you can choose this, and you can have to specify the values for all these parameters. Okay, or else if you want to go for direct connection, you have to give the IP address, port number. By default it will be 23, and which type of protocols that you are using here. So like this. Okay, you have to configure the connection. Then once you have configured the connection, then you can drop the activities like send keys in order to send the input, or if you want to extract a text at a specified position, then you can drop it here like this. So I mean, generally you can do the task with the help of with the help of these activities. Suppose if your intention is to get the field name, then you can use this. Okay, so like this. If you want to extract the text, then you can use this. But the prerequisite for all this is you need to configure the connection. This is very very important, because this is the window which will is used by the robot in order to find the terminal or the mainframe. Clear? Okay, so once you get connected to the mainframe or terminal, so this is the interface that you will get. And usually the highlighted field will be identified by the orange color. Can you see here? Okay, and here also, can you see here? There is an option called stop to stop the recording, and there is an option called get text, which can be used to retrieve the text and wait for the text, type into, then refresh, setting the text. And this is the property window. You people are familiar with the property window, right? So just you will get additional information. So now here you are usually in this screen, the current field will be highlighted with the orange color, and this is the property window of this orange color. So just it is saying that what is the row number, column number, and the name of that field, and labeled by system name, and then index. Okay, whether it is editable or uneditable, like this. Okay, either you can use this properties information in order to specify the target. So here in this case, this is the target. So by using this information, then you can able to either fetch the text present in this target element, or you can set the text present in this target element, etc., and so on. And this is how the UI will looks in this case. That's what I said. Here usually UI is a black window, and you have to automate the task with the help of executing the commands, and obviously it is faster than the graphical user interface method. Clear with this? Okay, without see, if you try to do this, if you try to do the same exercise without using, I mean, if your intention is to automate the data extraction from a mainframe, or if you want to execute a task from a mainframe, if you don't use this plugin, then it takes more time to do the task. Clear? So that's why in order to save the time, or in order to build a quality robot, then you have to go ahead with an terminal plugin. Clear? Okay, then after this, okay, we shall at a high level we shall discuss about SAP automation, and we shall see in depth about SAP automation in the coming class. Clear? Okay, SAP automation with UiPath is integrated with the latest techniques that are more suitable for organization, it seems. See, make it simple, SAP is playing very very important role in industries or in organization. I will give an example in the next class how it is playing an important role, especially in industries or organization. Clear? And that's what see here, even the author is telling that some SAP automation is becoming the buzzword in the IT industries, it seems. Okay, I will give an idea or an example why it is important. Okay, in the coming class, don't worry, here there is a clue here why it is so important. So because nowadays the databases that are error prone, it seems, and usually if you check the databases in the backend, there will be many unfilled or partially filled documents, it seems, or rows, it seems. Okay, I will give once again, I will also give an example for this in the coming class, don't worry. Okay, and with the help of SAP automation, okay, from UiPath Studio, so you can able to easily avoid these problems, it seems. Okay, it automates the task easily and makes organization more productive, it seems. Okay, so just at a high level I will go with an advantages. So UiPath Studio is compatible with the SAP automation techniques, or in other words, I can say there is a facility in UiPath Studio to deal with the SAP application, it seems. Okay, clear? Okay, and obviously accuracy will be more. Okay, and it will deliver the best results, I mean the quality. Okay, and it avoids typical errors usually done by the humans or employees, and human employees demand higher salary, and consideration has to be given to full-time employees too, it seems. And obviously, I mean, make it simple. Previously, industries were depending on human employees in order to carry out these tasks, but now organization or industries are using SAP automation techniques, or make it simple, SAP techniques, so that thereby adopting modular or scientific approach in order to do the job done by a full-time employee. Clear? Okay, and obviously it is scalable. Okay, so as the workload increases, you deploy more number of robots, that's it. And increasing the number of robots, decreasing the number of robots, it's not a hectic task here. Clear? Clear? So I will come back to this in the next class. So just the bottom line of this, I will give a simple example, so that I think this is the right time to better understand about what is SAP automation and how it will avoid these errors and so on, etc. For example, let us assume a simple application. Let us say that there is a registration form, okay, which is given by the industry in order for the customers to register themselves, like name, okay, address, phone number, email ID, etc. and so on. See, you may find that, and there will be a button called here called finish or submit. Okay, you may find that most of the customers will give the valid inputs, okay, in the fields given in the form, and the values entered in the fields in the form. When the user clicks on the finish button, obviously that will be stored in a form of a row in the table, correct? So let us assume this is our database. Okay, one entry, one row. Again, a new customer will enter the value that will be stored as a new row, or a new sample, or a new tuple, like this, and so on, correct? So like this. But at the end of the day, if the manager asks, saying that how many number of users or customers has entered invalid phone numbers or invalid email IDs, then obviously it's an hectic task for the person in order to give the answer for this, how many number of users or customers has entered invalid phone numbers or invalid email IDs, because they have to go themselves row by row, and they have to see how many number of, or they have to count in order to give the answer for this, right? So, but if you use the SAP automation technique, then you, within a fraction of seconds, you can able to get that information. Okay, that count or that information, and you can hand over it to the manager very quickly. That's what that is the advantage that you will get by using SAP applications. Hence, industry people, since in industries the number of rows in the data table or database will be more than, I can say more than 10,000, sometimes more than million, sometimes it depends. Clear? Okay, in those cases, obviously, if you have to find the invalid phone numbers or missing phone numbers or missing email IDs, and getting the count and informing to the manager will be a hectic task. So if you use SAP applications, it is very easy, because SAP people have developed the application in such a way that those applications will do the task, these tasks very quickly. Clear? And what is since SAP applications will all do all this, then what is the use of UiPath Studio? You may ask me this question. Sir, you said that obviously there will be an error-prone databases. To solve this, obviously you can go ahead with an application called SAP applications in order to deal with these kind of tasks. Correct. Okay, then what is the role played by the UiPath Studio? So this is an interesting question, correct? So why UiPath Studio and SAP coming here? It says since even though SAP applications are present nowadays, that has to be used by the human being in order to do this job. Now, there is an interesting thing. The UiPath people or community have already given us a facility in the form of a plugin to deal with the SAP applications. It means now you can able to build robots, specifically software robots, okay, which can deal with the SAP applications. Hence, you can avoid the human beings here. Okay, previously human being were using SAP application in order to do this and hand over it to the manager. Now since UiPath community have provided the plugins for the RPA developer to deal with SAP application, now RPA developer can build the software robot which will do the task of this human being, which was done by the human being on the SAP application to get the desired result. Now the robot will interact with the SAP application and it will get the job done and it will hand over it to the manager. That's what the picture here it is. Okay, I hope through this video just we learned two plugins. One is terminal plugin which helps us to extract the data automatically or to execute the task on the terminals, and then we shall learn something about SAP automation in this class. So in the coming video I will give a better example or still more better clarity on SAP automation and what actually how actually we can able to use SAP automation in UiPath Studio in the coming video. So with this I will end the session. If you have any doubts with respect to this, you can ask me. So thank you one and all.